Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we talked to some community members who are remembering the life of a longtime Pike County firefighter. And ground is broken on a second fire station in a community that was devastated by flooding earlier this year.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
6:30 here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. It is, did I already say it's 6:30? Yeah, I did say it's already said. I already said I'm Dakota Makris. My goodness, it's certainly Monday feeling like. Oh goodness. All right, Brandon, save me here, buddy.
Hey, listen, send it on over here. We'll take care of it.
I went to bed at 8:30 last night, which is quite early for me because I like to stay up and whatnot because I might miss something.
There you go.
I'm so tired this morning, but
hey, listen, it's your Monday.
it is my Monday.
It's okay.
I'm trying to get Friday off too, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see how that goes for you. All right, let's get into the forecast this morning. And you'll see that it's a little bit on the foggy side, a little bit on the soggy side in some spots this morning. Not nearly as bad as yesterday. Still a few clouds out there, so be ready for that. Now, I'm showing you the fog numbers because the sensor's not picking up on it well, but because it's in the higher elevations. Usually these sensors are a little bit higher up, but again, Buffalo Mountain seeing some fog, Jenkins Mountain, Pine Mountain seeing just a little bit as well. Pikeville not so bad this morning there at the US 119, US 23 intersection. It is 58 over there, so a very mild morning as you head out the door for the first day of November. Yes, the new month is underway. We're getting closer to winter time, actual winter time there. Still fall though. 51 in Clintwood, 57 Jacksboro, 57 Manchester, 59 Moorhead, Ashland, Prestonsburg, 58 Jackson and Pikeville, 55 Somerset, Williamsburg, and Monticello. Breakfast forecast. Get those frosted weather wheats out, pour them in the bowl because you're going to see temperatures dropping to the mid-50s before they start to climb again as the skies maybe try to clear just a little bit this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, first responders in Pike County are preparing to say goodbye to a man they say was instrumental in keeping the area safe for more than 40 years. Our buddy Forbes shares how the firefighter fought for the entire region.
Randy Courtney served the Pike County area for more than 4 decades.
Randy never stopped. He never stopped learning. He never stopped training. He gave all of us all the knowledge that he had, and he kept trying to get more and teach us more every single day.
Wearing turnout gear since his volunteer years in 1979, the legacy firefighter followed in his father's footsteps to create a legacy of his own.
And Randy had a huge heart. He wanted to help. He wanted to serve. He had a servant's heart. And, you know, those are things that, those are the intangibles.
Learning, teaching, and growing. Wearing many hats between his time at the Pikeville Fire Department through his last days as chief of the Island Creek Volunteer Fire Department, of which he was a founding member.
You know, a loss like that, you list those accolades and you think about so many ways that he had impacts. So, you know, there are a lot of people whose lives he's touched.
But even with a stack of accomplishments, the Pike County Firefighters Association president is most known for the lessons he imparted on those who worked by his side.
He could do it. I mean, he knew it all. Just a lot of knowledge there that's going to be hard to replace.
From the fires extinguished to the family established.
A big person to go after, and now that he's gone, it's going to be some big shoes to fill.
Touching more than just a few departments.
He's a big impact on this whole entire region.
Igniting change.
Do something to give back to this community.
That will live on. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Courtney's funeral will be held Saturday afternoon at 1 at the Pike County Central High School gym. His visitation begins after 6 Friday at the gym with a service at 7. Randy Courtney was 61. Flood survivors Daniel and Ruby Jacobs are moving back into their home that was damaged in the flood, but the family still feels they have not gotten the compensation they deserve. Family members and volunteers have helped rebuild the elderly couple's home, but most of the money has come out of their own pockets. While they have received $10,000 from FEMA, Daniel and Ruby's daughter says they are appealing for more.
We're still short with FEMA. We're still on the appeal. 26, what was it, 26,000?
26,000, yeah.
26,000 we looked at. That we're still hoping that FEMA will come through with.
Well, Daniel and Ruby Jacobs lost almost everything valuable in their home, but they say what matters most is that they have each other. Also in Knott County, officials at Hyman community members and those with the Hyman Volunteer Fire Department came together Monday to celebrate a long-running idea that is finally becoming a reality. Our Alyssa Williams has that story.
3 months following historic flooding that damaged the Hindman Volunteer Fire Department, those with the department gathered on Monday to make an announcement.
It speaks volumes about not just what our fire department, but what our community is capable of, to go from a lot of people losing everything to being able to construct something new in our area despite the difficult time that we've endured.
This piece of land along Highway 80 in Knott County will eventually become the Hindman Volunteer Fire Department Station 2.
We do rescue services now, something we started at January of this year that we were really excited for. Been a historical year for us, but we want to be able to expand that service, and Highway 80 is one of the most traveled highways in our coverage area. So by putting a truck up here that can provide vehicle rescue on top of fire suppression is going to mean a lot for everybody in this area.
Hindman Volunteer Fire Department Chief Preston Hayes says this new station can help lower insurance rates for the people who live near it.
You live within 5 miles and a 250 foot of a fire hydrant, you get the best rating that we have. It's going to put a lot more homes, businesses, churches. It's going to make a lot more of those available and entitled to the rating that a lot of people in the city have.
Helping homeowners like Vonsel Thacker.
It's very exciting. I mean, this is going to help a lot of people in the surrounding area right here.
Growing in their efforts of serving the Hindman community.
2, 3.
In Knott County, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Preston Hayes says since this new station will be on higher ground, they will be transferring a lot of the administrative things over from Station 1 to Station 2. We are following a developing story this morning out of Chicago. Up to 14 people, including 3 children, were wounded in a mass shooting Monday night on the city's west side. The shooting happened around 9:30 at California Avenue and Polk Street in Lawndale. Police said of those shot, we are told they are in various conditions ranging from non-life-threatening to critical. So far, police say no one has died. In other news, dozens of events have been canceled in South Korea after a Halloween celebration turned deadly this past weekend. One of the more than 150 people killed in the stampede was Anne Marie Jinxie, the niece of Ohio Congressman Brad Winstrup. She was a nursing student at the University of Kentucky and was studying abroad. Her high school band teacher talked about her and what she meant to the community.
She was a one-of-a-kind kind of kid. She came from a very, very strong family who imprinted on her at an early age. Great values, a great work ethic, and it's a really tough loss. After she moved on from Beechwood, she moved on to the University of Kentucky. She could have studied music. She was a good enough musician to do that, but she felt that her calling was in nursing and helping people and taking care of others. She's just such a humble person, and it's great for our kids to see that you can have as much talent and ability as her, but still be really humble and just a kind heart.
4 Michigan State football players are suspended and could face criminal charges after a fight following Saturday's rivalry game. The Michigan State Spartans players allegedly assaulted 2 Michigan players in a tunnel after the Wolverines' victory. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh says an apology is not enough and that the school has asked the police to get involved. U.S. officials, along with 3 dozen allies, will hold talks this week on the issue of ransomware attacks and their cost to infrastructures and businesses worldwide. The unofficial summit will focus on virtual currencies used by cyber criminals and how companies and governments can help protect themselves against hackers. The talks come amid an uptick in ransomware attacks, including those targeting a major U.S. hospital network and one of the nation's largest school districts. Canada, Singapore, and Ukraine are among the many governments expected to participate. Russia, where analysts believe many ransomware groups find refuge, will not be attending. And multiple people are recovering following a crash in southern Kentucky involving an ambulance and a cow. It happened around 2 a.m. Monday on East Highway 90 in Wayne County near Cumberland Green. Officials with the Monticello Fire Department say 3 cars were involved. One of the vehicles hit a cow in the road and caused the ambulance to hit another car head-on. Crews rushed multiple people to the hospital. At least one of them was from the ambulance. No word on any of their current conditions. And the Brodhead Fire Department was called out to assist the Mount Vernon Fire Department yesterday morning to help rescue a person who had fallen off of a bridge. Officials with the Brodhead Fire Department posted on Facebook that the person fell off the bridge on Kentucky 461 at US 150. We are told the person had previously been in a car crash. Rescuers carried the victim a short distance and were able to use a rope pull system to pull them up an embankment. The person was taken to a hospital for treatment.
6:40 here on this Tuesday morning. We're looking at I-75 at Corbin. Not too bad down there. 56 along Interstate 75 in parts of southeastern southern Kentucky. And again, temperatures very mild out there for the first day of November overall. 51 is the cool spot in Clintwood. 59 Ashland, Prestonsburg. Let's see if there's anybody else I'm missing there. 58 Pikeville, Jackson, and Irvin. Everybody down kind of south is in the mid-50s there. So again, not a bad forecast to start us off. A little bit dreary out there this morning, some patchy fog. So give yourself plenty of time to get around. Some spotty rain chances too. But I do believe as we see a little few peaks of sunshine this afternoon, we'll get into the mid to upper 60s a little bit later today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. How some Eastern Kentuckians travel to Nashville this weekend to say goodbye to a Johnson County country music superstar. Stay with us.